Greg Gunthorp of Gunthorp Farms is a fourth-generation hog farmer, and he is also one of the top 3 pastured poultry producers in the country. He's been working with Chris for about 15 years, dating back to when Chris was a chef in Chicago.
Chris was actually the reason that we started selling into Indianapolis. We were only selling into Chicago at the time, so it's what, 11, 12 years ago, we started delivering to Indianapolis also. And it's been a great relationship with Smoking Goose.
So how many hogs are you raising right now?
We do about 50 a week. We raise about 2,500 a year.
How does the eating experience change by the way that the animal is raised?
Our pigs take a little bit longer to get to market, and I think that it takes some time to be able to develop some flavor. I think the faster you push anything, animal, fruit, vegetable, the less chance it has for flavor. And then they have variety in their diet. I think that makes a big difference. You know, we feed a corn, soybean diet, but then they also get to eat roots and bugs and grass. And then, you know, just the fact that they get to exercise. Another factor is we go to an awful lot of steps to make their life and the end as low as stress as possible. And I think that plays a big factor in the flavor of the product.
So Greg actually has a processing plant on the farm, which is highly unusual. What is the impact of that?
You know, the animals never have to actually leave the farm. It's just a completely different experience than for a pig to get loaded up on a semi, headed off to a plant that's going to do 8,000 of them per hour. It makes a big difference, I think.
Yeah, difference for the pig and difference for the person who's eating it.
Right, exactly.
So we're standing in Greg's pasture-raised chicken operation. This is 70 acres that's fenced in?
Yep. Normally they like to go out and graze first thing in the morning, last thing before the sun goes down. And they'll go out about 7,500 feet from their house, and then they come back to their own house.
This truly is a pasture operation, but there are very few people doing what you're doing.
There's a really, really small number of people. It's a very, very small percentage of the chicken production. In the United States, produce about 8.7 billion chickens annually. Billion, yes. And you know, that's only about half a dozen chicken operations that own the majority of those. Fraction of a percentage of chickens are actually owned by independent producers in the United States. And then a fraction of that's actually raised on pasture.
But this is the way that it was always done.
This was the way that it was always done. You know, it comes back to that mind frame that I have that chicken should taste like chicken, and if it's not raised where they can actually eat a little bit of grass, they can actually move, it's probably not going to taste like chicken.